So we're going to look at the Bodmas question now. Typically, so far, the Bodmas exam questions in apps have something like this, where there's someone doing a question and they've got an answer, and you have to essentially justify if they are correct or not. In order to do this, you're going to have to use Bodmas. Generally, what they've done is they've just used Bodmas incorrectly, and you have to figure out what they should have done instead, or what answer they should have got. So just do multiplied first. 5.4 times 6 makes you lay it out, going from right to left. The 5.4 above, don't forget the decimal point after the first number, and that gives you 32.4. Then we've got to do is 32.4, and then just take away 3 from that. So once you take away 3, it's going to give you an answer of 29.4. Then the last thing you've got to do is to just communicate with a marker whether the person was correct or not. If they weren't correct, and what the answer should have been. So in this case, it says Philly's answer is 16.2. We've not got 16.2. We've got 29.4. So all you've got to do is then write, no, he is not correct. You could also extend that by writing his answer should have been 29.4. Okay, really similar to the one before. Just a bit trickier in this case. So we've got a bracket there. We've got a squared number, and we've got a 23 as well. So we're going to start with the B for the bracket. Which means we're going to do the 4.24, 4 take away 2.4. And what I'm going to do first is just to write it all out again. I'm just going to make it a little bit easier to sort of communicate what I'm actually doing at each stage. So 4 minus 2.4 brackets times 10 squared, take away 23. So as I said, I'm going to do the brackets first. So I'm going to do 4 take away 2.4. Pretty straightforward. Just need to lay out just 1.6. So that's the B done. So the next thing is the O, which stands for of, or it's basically the power, depending on what you call it anyway. It is the power. So it's 10 squared. Remember, it's 10 times 10, not 10 times 2. It's 10 times 10, which is 100. So I've got 1.6 times 100. So I'm going to move that number 2 spaces to the left, which gives me 160. 160 take away 23 is 137, which is the same answer. So again, just communicate with a marker that she is correct. Yes, the answer is 137. Okay. Okay, so this is an actual exam question from 2018. Just as I've said, it's someone doing a question with a calculation using Bodmas, and you have to justify if they are correct or not. So we go through Bodmas, and again, we're going to start multiplication. So I'm going to do 4.6 times by 3. Okay, 3 to 18, and gives me 13.8. So what I've then got to do is go from left to right, doing addition and subtraction, because you do them together. So you always go from left to right. So start by doing 27.2. Take away 13.8, and then you go on and do the addition after that. Okay, so 27.2 minus 13.8 gives me 13.4, and then what I could do is 13.4 and add on 4.7. Always good to try and communicate with the marker as much as you possibly can by writing out everything that you've done. So adding those two things together is going to give me 18.1. Okay, as my answer. As you can see, he got 8.7. So again, just before, you just need to communicate with the marker and what you've got and what he's got, and if he's correct or not. Obviously, in this case, he is not correct. So you write that, no, Tom is not correct.